Actual Test Set 1. This is the listening section of the Toefl Junior Practice Test. The listening section has 42 questions. Follow along as you listen to the directions to the listening comprehension section. Directions. In this section of the test, you will hear a teacher or other school staff member talking to students. Each talk is followed by one question. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each talk only one time.
Here is an example.
Listen to a teacher talking to a class.
Everybody, you have 50 minutes to finish the science test. Do not look at the person next to you. Please turn off your cell phone and put it away. If you have any questions or need to use the restroom, please raise your hand and I will come over to you. You may now start writing. Good luck.
What is the teacher talking about?
Now, read the answer choices. The correct answer is C, doing a written test. Here is another example.
Listen to a principal making an announcement in school. I would like to congratulate the school tennis team on their wonderful performance this year. They played very well throughout the year, winning 8 times and losing 3. In the inter-school contest last weekend, they may not have won, but they came very close and played with great honor. Everybody commented on their excellent court manner and integrity. Thank you for representing Kingston Middle School. What is the purpose of the announcement?
Now, read the answer choices. The correct answer is B, to congratulate students.
Go on to the next page and the test will begin with question number 1.
Number 1. Listen to a teacher talking to students in class.
Good morning, everyone. We have a new classroom cell phone policy that will start from Monday. You may bring your cell phone to school and use it as much as you want during breaks. However, during classes, it must be switched off and put away. If your phone rings during class, or if I see you using it, you will lose it for the day.
What is the teacher talking about? Number 2. Listen to a sports teacher talking to students. Right, everyone. We're now going to make 2 teams. Please come up one by one, reach into the box, and take a number. If you get an odd number, you're on the blue team. And if you get an even number, you're on the red team. Can the odds please line up by the exit and the evens on the other side of the hall? Let's go! What will the students probably do next? Number 3. Listen to a teacher talking to students in class.
Don't be worried about the spider on the window. Class, it's not a dangerous one. It looks like it's just taking a walk. We don't need to hurt him. In fact, if someone can give me a piece of paper and a jar, I'll show you how to safely catch him. Then we can take him outside to continue his walk.
What will students do next? Number 4. Listen to a teacher talking to students. Thank you for all volunteering to help clean up the school. You will all be responsible for cleaning up the playground and the area behind the new classrooms. Take one of these big bags each and pick up any pieces of trash or garbage you can find. I'll give you 30 minutes, so see you all back here at 2:25. Let's get started. What time is it when the teacher is talking to the students? Number 5. Listen to a librarian talking to students in a library.
Many students have been returning books late to the library, in some cases weeks or months late. When this happens, other students are unable to borrow those books. So from now on, if you return a book late, you will not be able to borrow any more books for 2 weeks. Please bring your books back on time and help each other out.
What is the librarian talking about? Number 6. Listen to a principal making an announcement to students. You have probably noticed recently that the school has a new pet dog called Bert. Bert is a young dog who was abandoned and needed a new home. As you can see, he is very friendly. We ask you not to feed Bert any foods. We give him special food and don't want him eating junk. However, if you see him around, please treat him kindly. What might the principal be concerned about? Number 7. Listen to a principal making an announcement to students.
Today is Plant a Tree Day. In a few moments, we will all head outside and plant a tree either in the school grounds or in the community nearby. We have prepared lots of tiny trees. In fact, there's one for each of you. Please collect a small tree and line up with your homeroom teacher to wait for more instructions.
Where will students plant trees? Number 8. Listen to a principal making an announcement to students. Attention everybody! During the lunch break, a nice-looking wallet was found on the basketball court. It is a dark brown wallet without any name on it. Firstly, thank you to the kind student who handed it in. Secondly, could the owner of the wallet please come to my office so I can return it? What is the purpose of the announcement? Number 9. Listen to a teacher talking to a science class.
The water cycle is a very fascinating and important thing. It involves a connection between clouds, rain, and the oceans. In short, evaporation from the oceans occurs and helps to form clouds up in the sky. From here, the clouds can move inland and eventually create rain. This rain feeds rivers, and the water ends up back in the oceans for the cycle to start again. If it were not for this cycle, there wouldn't be much life on Earth.
What is the subject of the talk? Number 10. Listen to a history teacher talking to a class. The era of dinosaurs is a very interesting one for Earth. They lived on Earth for about 165 million years. That's a long time when you think that us humans haven't been here for 1 million. What happened next is also extraordinary. About 66 million years ago, the dinosaurs became extinct. There are different beliefs about why this might have happened. The most likely is that a comet or asteroid, and probably a very large one, slammed into the Earth. What is the purpose of the talk?
Now you will hear some conversations. Each conversation will be followed by 3 or more questions. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each conversation only one time.
Questions 11 through 13.
Listen to a conversation between a student and a sports coach at school.
Wendy, you know the soccer season is starting soon, don't you? I was wondering if you're going to try out for the team this year.
Oh, I don't think so, Coach. I've been thinking about playing another sport this year. I might try ping pong.
That's a shame. Why is that? Don't you like soccer anymore?
It's not that, Coach. I love soccer. It will always be my favorite game.
Then why would you want to play a different sport?
Well, last year I worked pretty hard and I was really excited about joining the soccer team. But then I tried out and I didn't make it. I guess I wasn't quite good enough. So I felt really disappointed. This year I'm worried I'll get excited about playing and then be disappointed again.
That was last year, Wendy. And think about all the great players, all the players you watch on television. They all had times when they missed out, but they came back stronger the next time. This year, you're a lot older and faster, and everyone says you've improved a lot.
Thanks for the encouragement, Coach.
How about this idea, Wendy? If you try out and come down, I will put you in the team. I can't promise you that you will play all the time. That depends on how hard you work. But I will make sure you play some games on the team.
Really? That's wonderful. Then count me in, Coach. Now answer the questions. Number 11. What are the speakers discussing? Number 12. How might the coach be feeling when he says, "That's a shame"? Number 13.
Why does the coach mention all the great players? Questions 14 through 17.
Listen to a conversation between two friends at school. "Hey, George, where's your bike? I thought you would be riding your bike home from school today."
I have some bad news, actually. Someone stole my bike.
Oh no, what happened?
It was yesterday at the mall. I just went there quickly to get an ice cream. Because I was just getting an ice cream, I thought, George, you don't need to bother locking up your bike. It's only a moment. Nobody's going to take it. So I didn't. I just went into the shop quickly, got my ice cream, and came out.
Uh-oh, this is starting to sound bad.
Right. Well, I got a chocolate chip ice cream. You know, my favorite one with the double cone. And I came outside to my bike, and it wasn't there.
No way! You must have been very upset.
I was very upset. I just couldn't believe it. I took my eyes off it for about 10 seconds.
Did you see anyone riding it away?
No, that's the weird part. I looked left and right and couldn't see anyone riding a bike anywhere.
Was your mother angry?
Yeah, she was really mad. She's not going to get me another bike for a long time, so I'll have to walk to school from now on.
I see. Well, why don't we walk together? Now answer the questions. Number 14. What are the speakers discussing? Number 15. What will the speakers probably do next? Number 16.
What does the girl imply when she says, "This is starting to sound bad"?
Number 17. What can be inferred about the bike?
Questions 18 through 21.
Listen to a conversation between two friends.
Hi, Rachel. You look like you're heading to the library.
Yes, I am. I'm heading there to do some research.
I'm very surprised to hear that because I've never seen you in the library, and I'm always there.
That's true. I just can't study in the library. It's too quiet for me in there.
Really? I thought quiet would be good for study.
It is for most people, but not for me. That silence makes me go crazy. I seem to study best when there's a lot of noise. If there are a lot of things happening and a lot of activity, then I can study.
So why are you going to the library now?
Actually, I need to find some books. I have a big report to do on the history of the Atlantic Ocean, and I don't know anything about it. So I figured I'll go to the library and look for some books. What about you? What are you going to the library for?
Well, we're opposites. I like to study somewhere that's quiet. My house is really noisy. My brother is always watching television. My mother is talking on the phone, and my sister keeps asking me questions. I can't get anything done. So I go to the library every day. It's peaceful, and no one bothers me. Hey, why don't you find your book and sit next to me and get some good research done? Maybe you'll start to like the library again if you have a library buddy.
Sure, let's go together. Now, answer the questions. Number 18.
Why is the girl going to the library?
Number 19. What can be inferred about the friends? Number 20. What is true about the boy? Number 21. What will the friends probably do next?
Questions 22 through 25.
Listen to a conversation between two friends at school. Hi, Clark. It's good to see you. Your class went on an excursion yesterday, right?
Yes, that's right. We went to the old coal mine out east, beyond Wilmot Village.
How was it? Was it a good day?
It was definitely worth it. I thought it was very interesting, and I learnt some pretty cool things. On the downside, it was a long drive to go out there and a long drive back.
I see. What did you learn out there?
I thought that a long time ago the biggest danger for the workers was an avalanche or rocks falling and making it hard to get out. But we learnt that there was a bigger problem than that.
Oh, really? What was the most dangerous part?
The most dangerous part, because they were under the ground, was the bad air. Sometimes there wasn't any fresh air down there, and if there's no fresh air, that's a problem.
Did you go down into the mine?
Yes, we went down a bit. We all had to wear a hard hat that had a light on it, and the light showed us the way to go.
That sounds really cool.
It was cool, but I'm pretty tall, so I kept hitting my helmet on the roof, and everyone kept laughing. It was also funny because Robbie's light didn't work.
Next week, our class is going on an excursion, too. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you going to the coal mine?
No, our class isn't going there. We will go to see the inside of the main baseball stadium. Now, answer the questions. Number 22. What are the speakers discussing? Number 23. According to Clark, what was the most dangerous part of the mine? Number 24.
Why does Clark mention the drive to and from the excursion?
Number 25. What is true about the hard hats?
Now you'll hear some talks and discussions about academic topics. Each talk or discussion is followed by 4 or more questions. Choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter of the correct answer on your answer sheet. You will hear each talk or discussion only one time.
Questions 26 through 29.
Listen to a teacher talking in a history class.
In January 1982, there was a really big snowstorm in Washington, D.C. A plane took off from a local Washington airport. It was called Flight 90. Unfortunately, there was too much ice on the airplane wings. Due to this and the cold winter day, the plane was unable to climb high in the air. It began to fly lower and lower, heading straight for the city. Within a few minutes, the plane crashed into a bridge next to the Potomac River. Part of the plane crashed into the bridge and hit several cars. Then it fell into the river, breaking through the layer of ice on top of it. Of the 79 people on the plane, only 5 survived. All the traffic on the bridges stopped. People called the police, but the snowstorm was so bad that it was difficult to drive. Soon a rescue helicopter arrived at the river. It lowered a cable. The survivors needed to hold on to the rescue cable, and then they would be lifted into the helicopter. Then an amazing thing happened. One of the passengers from the plane, a 50-year-old man, climbed out of the plane. He went into the freezing cold river and tried to help the other 4 people who were alive. The rescuers in the helicopter dropped life vests into the river. The man passed them to the other survivors. He would not let the helicopter rescue him. He did not take a life vest for himself. He only helped the others. After saving the passengers, the 50-year-old man did not live. The river was too cold. Today, the bridge has a new name. It is called the Arlen D. Williams, Jr. Memorial Bridge. That was the name of the man who had saved the lives of others. He was a great hero.
Now, answer the questions. Number 26. What was the teacher mostly discussing? Number 27.
Why did the teacher talk about the freezing cold river?
Number 28. According to the teacher, what did not happen? Number 29. What can be inferred about the season?
Questions 30 through 33.
Listen to a teacher talking in a science class. Are you familiar with the chemicals that are inside you, in the human body? Well, you may not know them well, but your body is made up of several. For a start, oxygen is a very important chemical. Without it, we wouldn't be able to breathe freely. Oxygen plays a big role in the physical and chemical changes that occur continually in the body. It helps to build new tissue, replace old tissue, convert food to energy, and dispose of waste materials. Hydrogen is also important to us. Without that, we wouldn't have water, a substance that makes up around 60% of the body. This is because water is made up of 2/3 hydrogen and 1/3 oxygen. Hydrogen keeps cells hydrated, helps get rid of waste, and helps deliver nutrients to the cells that need them. It also makes sure the body's immune system is able to fight viruses and bacteria. Carbon and nitrogen also make up part of your body. Carbon makes up 18%. It helps with how your body releases energy. Nitrogen makes up just 3% of the body, but it is important. Nitrogen is an important part of your DNA, which defines what you are like in many ways. The rest of your body is made up of other chemicals. It's amazing that all these chemicals work together to make up your body. Now, answer the questions. Number 30. What is this lecture mostly about? Number 31. According to the lecture, what chemical is an important part of DNA? Number 32. Which chemical is not mentioned in the lecture? Number 33. What does the teacher say about the human body?
Questions 34 through 37.
Listen to a lecture.
When most people think about bees, they might think about the painful bee sting, or they might think about honey. They most likely wouldn't wish to work with bees. But that's exactly what the job of a beekeeper involves. Beekeeping is an occupation that has been going on for more than 8,000 years. Very old rock paintings from 6,000 BC show that humans at that time were involved in beekeeping. It's not so easy to access a natural beehive, and so humans have tended to make beehives for the bees and get bees to live in them. In ancient times, beehives were made from hollow logs or from holes built in mud walls. That way, if it became necessary to move the bees to a different place, it was pretty easy to do. Today's beekeeper uses boxes with stacks. There might be between 8 and 12 levels in all. The bottom level is where the bees have larvae and create more bees. Up above is where the bees make honey. Bees make honey by eating nectar and turning it into honey. People think this is how bees are most useful to us, but that's not quite true. Bees offer many more benefits economically when they move pollen for us. In this case, they take pollen from plants like almonds and transport it somewhere else. In this way, they can help farmers grow more crops. The next time you see a bee, think of how good it is before you run away.
Now, answer the questions. Number 34. What is the speaker mainly discussing? Number 35. According to the speaker, how are bees most beneficial to us? Number 36. What is true about the beehives of ancient times? Number 37. According to the speaker, how long have humans been beekeeping?
Questions 38 through 42.
Listen to a discussion about a national park. Have you ever heard of Yellowstone National Park? It is a huge park located in the state of Wyoming. Yellowstone National Park was established in 1872 and was in fact the world's first national park. It is a World Heritage Site that is so popular that in 2010, more than 3.6 million people visited the park. In 2016, visits were about 4.5 million.
What is it famous for?
Great question. The park is famous for its hot springs and waterfalls, of which there are 290 of the latter. The park is also said to have between 1,000 and 3,000 earthquakes every year, but the park is also famous for being home to a lot of bears. In fact, you can see two kinds of bears in the park, grizzly bears and black bears. In the past, it was pretty easy to see bears at the park. You could even see them along the roadside. The bears learned that people left food that could be eaten. As a result, a lot of them searched garbage dumps for food, and a lot of people enjoyed watching the bears eating food, even going so far as to feed the cute animals. As time passed, bears became less easy to see at Yellowstone.
So what's the chance of being injured by a bear at Yellowstone?
Pretty small, actually. Some statistics have been compiled on the question. Between 1980 and 2002, over 62 million people visited the park. During that time, bears injured 32 of them. So the chance of being injured by a bear while in the park is about 1 in 1.9 million. That is very small. So what are you waiting for? Go visit Yellowstone today. Now, answer the questions. Number 38. What is the discussion mainly about? Number 39. According to the teacher, what is true about Yellowstone National Park? Number 40. According to the teacher, how many waterfalls are in the park? Number 41. What do the bear injury statistics suggest about a trip to Yellowstone? Number 42. According to the teacher, what could happen up to 3,000 times in a year at Yellowstone National Park?